Please confirm if you can hear me. Drop it in the chat window if you can hear me. Okay. If you can hear me, can you drop it in the chat window? Okay. Thank you. So first of all, good morning from wherever you're joining us from Senegal, from Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa. Good morning and welcome to class 7. So we had made a little mistake in the email we sent out yesterday towards today's class. We gave a wrong time. Apologies for that. And then I'm sure that is the reason for the low turnout. So I will ask that we give extra 5 minutes for participants to join. So if you know someone that is not here and should be here, kindly inform them. Your team member, those of us that started forming groups for your hackathon, if your team member is not here, please let them know that the class is on and they can join in. So it's 11:03 now, so if we give another 5 minutes, we'll start at 11:08. Thank you, everyone.
Just joining us, remember to drop your name and where you're joining us from today. Like we mentioned earlier, we apologize for the wrong time with service. Notwithstanding, we also provide
Okay, welcome everyone. I hope we're excited to be here today. So normally my colleague will introduce the tutor for today, but today I'll be introducing myself. He has a bit of technical issues with his system, so he'll be coming on and off. So we'll be learning how to deploy our solution on Instant App. We'll learn all about Instant App and we'll build one simple solution today. I hope we're excited because we'll be seeing how we can package our solution, all the mapping, visualization that we must have done, and then we can package it and deploy. So while we wait, I'm just waiting for it to be exactly 11:08 before we can start. So like I said, if you have a friend, a team member, a colleague who is not here, let them know that they are missing and the class is about to start. So I hope you're pumped. So if you're pumped and ready to build an instant app solution, just drop a fire emoji in the session. Let's see how excited you are. Yes, have you done all of that before? Nobody is dropping fire emoji. Are you not excited? Exactly, at the end Wednesday. Yes. Okay, so it's exactly 11:08 a.m. today, 11:08 West African time now. So we will just go on and start the class. So for today, like I said, I'll be your tutor. My name is Chinazo Anebelondo. I'm a very familiar face. I've been your host for the two kickoff events, the one for the kickoff of the training classes and the one for the kickoff of the hackathon. Okay, so today, so I've been a host on 2 occasions. Today I'll be a tutor. I hope you're excited to have me today. All right, so I would just reiterate our timeline of events. We have our masterclass kickoff. So that one has been done. That was when we announced our learning classes. And then the learning kickoff properly started on 22nd of November. So for registration for classes is still ongoing. Remember, we had 30th of November as our deadline, but because we want everyone to learn, there is no timeline to learning. So we've kept it open. You can still register. Even if you register on the last day of the class, we'll have the videos available on YouTube. So the classes are still ongoing. Nobody is late. Still share the link. Let people register. And then for the hackathon application kickoff, okay, so for the hackathon application kickoff workshop and event, so we have 2nd of December. This will be shifted. This has been shifted and we'll communicate the new date. So this workshop will double with the grand finale event and the award giving. So by the time we must have submitted our solutions, the solutions must have been reviewed. Then we will have the award. So it will come in January, but that date will be communicated. So stay active on the Telegram group, check your emails for all our up-to-date information. And then the solution submission deadline was originally 18th of December. Now we've shifted it to 22nd of December. So it will give you a lot of time to form your groups, get your teammates, build your solution, do your trial, trials, tests, and finally come up with your winning solution. So also remember to join the learning group on Africa Geoportal so that you can access all our data sets. Okay. Okay, stop sharing. Okay, so Abel, can you stop sharing now so that I'll share my screen? Okay, just give me a second to project my screen and share. Oh, this is the wrong screen. I need to stop sharing. All right, please confirm that you can see my screen. Please confirm that you can see my screen. Okay. So we'll start with understanding what instance apps are. So instance apps allow users to access content from an app without installing. They are designed to save users space on their device and conveniently deep link users to an app-specific function. They are only available for Android. So they are not, so some of instant apps are only available for Android, while some can come as web apps. So the good thing, like I mentioned, is you don't need to download the app. You just, with a link, you can see the app, you can interact with it. So that will take us to what we are going to learn today. So these are steps in creating instant apps. So this step is specific to creating instant app on Africa Geoportal or ArcGIS. So the first step is to build your map. So whatever solution you want to build, you put it in a map. And then when you're done, you choose a template of the instance app you want to build. There are different instance apps on ArcGIS. And then you, when you're done putting together using your template and putting together your solution, you preview and test your app, and then you can modify the settings and tools before you finally publish and share. So on that note, we will move to hands-on. So today's class is going to be purely hands-on. So I'll just go ahead and change my screen to what we'll have to learn for today. So go to your browser, any browser you're using, so that we can start. So I'm trying to share. Okay. Right. I want to believe my screen is up now. Please confirm if my screen is up now. Okay. So we will go to our portal. So that we can use data sets from the group we created. So you can also use data sets from outside what we've provided. Like I said, the data sets we've made available is not exhaustive of all the data sets you can use to build your solution. So whichever one is not here, go ahead, source it. We also provide, so we'll send via mail a link, a document containing all the data sets, the sources, so you can go directly and access them. So provided you use the Facebook or Meta, formerly called Facebook mobility data, you include it in your solution. So this is the group. And then I'll go to content, where we have all our data sets. So I will be working with Senegal today. I think my colleagues have been teaching with Kenya data set. So today we go to Senegal. So I will get the admin boundary. So we know what admin boundary helps us to do. It helps us to situate points in a particular location. So we can know, okay, is this happening in Dakar? Is this happening in another region? So for this, I'll pick the level, admin boundary level 1. So I want to believe this is, admin boundary level 1 in Senegal is called region. In Nigeria, we call it state. So I'll just pick these two. I'll pick the boundary level 1 and 2 just so that we can see the difference. Okay. So I'll add it to new map. So I have my map layer. So we have the boundary one. So I'll go back, I'll go here and bring my other data set. So to do that, I just go search for layers because all the data sets exist as layers. So I just go there. You can see this drop down that shows my content. So if I already have it in my content, I'll pick it from here. Otherwise, I'll go to my groups. So my content is my own personal content because when you register on Africa Geoportal, whatever layer you save, whatever you work on is saved in your own personal content. So if you have all these data there, you can just use my content and search for them. Otherwise, if those data sets are available in a group that you belong to, so you can come to my groups and then you will see all the content available in the group that you belong to. So in this case, I'll go to the group and then I will still search for Senegal because all these data sets are already available on the group content. So I'll search for Senegal. So I've used admin boundary level 1. So I'm looking for boundary. Yeah, so this is level 2. So I'll just pick this for comparison's sake. And then I also pick health sites, Senegal health site. Yeah, so this is it. So yes, I'll pick the health site and then that is it. So I have my data set. You can see they appear here as layers. So quick one, you can see so if I uncheck admin boundary level 2, I only have a admin boundary level 1. So this is the region. So if I uncheck this and check the level 2, you will see the level 2 is more granular. So you have the general map, which is that of Senegal. Then you have the regions, which is the regions in Senegal. And then the next layer is I think wards or departments rather. So I think after that you have departments. So this admin boundary level 2 is showing you departments. Okay, so I will work with admin level 1, admin boundary level 1. So we'll just do a basic map styling. So do a basic map styling for the health site. Okay. Okay, so we have from the name, you will see the description of the data set. So this says Senegal health site point. So this is the point data. So for me to style it, so first of all, we can check the attribute table. So the attribute table gives you an idea of what is contained in the data because it comes as a spatial data, but then the attributes will show you the features of that data. Then you can understand what you're working with. Okay. Okay, so you can see we have different columns of this data. So you can see the naming for name 2. So these are all the regions available. We have Dakar, we have Kredia, Waye, Pekin. I hope I'm getting those names correct. So this is the basic information here. And then if you also click on attribute table for health sites, we can also see the features available, and then we can decide which of the features we want to use for building our solution. So by me looking at it, you can pick interest in amenity. You can say amenity has pharmacy, doctors, hospital, and all of that. So I'll build my solution around the different types of amenities. So I'll just tell my story around it and build an instant app around it. So what we can do is, so if I want to style this map now, so this is the attribute table. It's in form of a table. So you click on it and it populates this. Then you have where you can style the map. So I can just come to the style. Now I can either style, so I can pick one of these columns and style. So if I pick amenities, it will class, so you can see all the classes in this amenity. There's pharmacy, doctors, clinic, dentist, hospital. So if I want to style each of those classes, so that when you see the red dots, you know that this is where the pharmacies are. When you see the blue dots, you know that this is where the doctors are. Where you see the green dots, you know that this is where the clinics are. So for that, I will choose the unique styling. So unique styling means I want to style each of the class uniquely. But if I choose this single styling, it means every of them will look the same. I'm just styling everything together. So any styling I give to this, it will be updated for all of them. So I'll just choose this unique. So I'll click on the options, and then I can select each of them. So I can select pharmacy. I can decide to change the shape of it. Instead of using the dots, I can just go to, so maybe I go to basic and use a location pin. Yeah, I can decide to use a location pin for it. And then, yeah, so 8. So note that when I change this, the shape to a location pin, I'm not able to edit it again. So you can only edit the basic shapes. So you can see when I clicked on this shape now I can change the color, I can change it to any color, and then I can also edit the outline. But when on that shape, I pick something that is already, let me just say, more defined and more designed, you won't, these other options will automatically be grayed out. So you won't be able to edit it further. So for example, if I pick this pin, you can see it grays out this. So let's say I'm picking pin to style pharmacies. So wherever you see pin, you know that they are the pharmacies. So you can see, so the pin is small. Let me increase it. So I can come here, change the symbol size, or just drag the slider. So let me make it 20. Let me just make it 20 here. So you can see all these, I've changed the style for pharmacies. Yeah, for pharmacy. So all these points represent pharmacy. I can do the styling, I can do that for the rest of them. But to save time, I will just leave it at that. Or I can even just, yeah, I'll just leave the pharmacy at that. Now I can come here and decide on the transparency. So if I want it to be transparent and all of that. So then I click OK. So, and then I'm done. So I've changed the styling for the pharmacy. I can do the same for, all of them, and then they can have different shapes representing the different classes. Now, another interesting thing I can do, because I want to use a story map. Now, with a story map, you can tell a story. So let me just quickly show you a sample of a story map so that you will better appreciate where I'm coming from. So this is a sample of a story map. This was actually built on Africa Geoportal. If you look at the URL. So, I mean, and it's a winning solution. So if you ideate well, okay, why is the same page not found? So if you ideate well, think through what solution you want to build to help you build, is to help you build your solution. It's to help you, think through your solution. So let me get the original source of that. Okay, so this was a competition done on using Africa Geoportal. So the goal was enhancing the role of geoconservation in protected areas, management and environmental conservation. So these were the winners. And then, so let's look at one solution. So most of them built a story map. So a story map is a combination of all the elements that tell a story. You could add a video to it, so you can see how this is sliding. So you can put text, you can put images to explain what your story is, what your solution is. So this is typically a story map. So you can see this is a simple web app, a simple instant web app. So it's a combination of stories. So let me open another one just so that we can understand better. So it's just a mixture of pictures, text, any element you want to bring to the story map to give a well-rounded story. So you can see this as well. So this is a problem statement. They talk about what the problem is, justification of study. You see how this person built their solution, objective, study area. So this is an image, is loading. So you can see all the mapping they did. So like I said in the steps in building an instance app, you first go to the map and build your solution, how you want it to be. So you can see this is what they've done before you now bring them together in a story map. So that's why we are on the map trying to do a basic styling. But I expect that your solution will be more robust than that. So this is a story map. So let's go back for the sake of time and come here. Now what we can do is to categorize section these different categories of health, these amenities. So what I'll do is see this health site. So I'll just make a copy. I'll make as many copy as there are different classes of the amenities. So let me just keep making copies. I think there are up to 5. So I'll just make 6 so that I can keep the original copy. So this is a copy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we have 6 of them. Now we can start filtering. So for the first one, we go to filter. So we want to keep this layer to filter it to one category, one class of the amenity. So we can pick amenity as the feature we want to filter. So amenity is, so we select unique and we pick any of the classes. So you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are 5 of them. So we can pick clinic first and then we apply filter. So for this first layer, it is only clinics that has been applied. So let me uncheck others. So you can see these green dots represent clinics. So whenever I click on this layer, it's only clinics. So I can go ahead and rename it. So I'll rename it. So I can call it clinic category, however you want to rename it. So you can see if I check on this layer, I only want to see the clinics. So now let's move to the next one. So we can filter here again. So we go to filter, we pick the next amenity. So we can pick dentist now. So we pick dentist. So whenever I check this, I'm only seeing the dentist. So you can see it's fewer than clinic. So this is clinic. This is dentist. So I'll rename dentist as well. So this is dentist category. So I'll do the same for all of them. So first I'll filter. So you can filter anyhow you want. You can filter by all these other features because I chose amenity. So there are other, so here you can also see beds. You can decide to filter by, which amenity has bed that there's bed present in. So you can see this option or the number of beds. So some have up to, 1 to 20 or however. So you can filter by beds. So me, I've chosen amenity. So depending on how you've ideated or how you want to build your solution. So I'll pick doctors next. Remember, this is how the data set came. So I'll rename this to doctors category. I have to speed up now. So the next I'll filter. Then unique. So when you click on unique, you're saying you should bring the unique values under this feature. You should show your unique values. So now I pick hospital. So I will rename this to hospital now. So this is hospital category. Okay, my spelling of hospital is one. Correct. And then, so this should be the last one. So we filter amenity. We go to unique. We want the unique values, and then we pick pharmacy. Okay, then we rename. You will know, you will see the essence of what I'm doing now. Pharmacy. When we go to our story map. So now we can see all of that. So let me close my attribute table so that it does not interfere. Then I can just reduce this a bit so we can see the different spreads. So let me click them one by one. So this is clinic. You can see the spread of clinic. Now I'm adding dentist. So dentist category is very small. It's just so another thing I can do is to name. So we are working with admin level 1. So I will just label the boundaries, create labels, so we can see the particular region. So yes, okay. So we can see we have dentists mostly in Dakar and TS. Okay, I hope I'm getting those pronunciations well. And then you see that we have clinic more spread out. We have it in some other places more. And then we'll go to doctors category. You can see that one is a bit more spread. So that will show, because we've done the filtering, so we now have different layers. So this is pharmacy. We have a lot more pharmacies. Remember, we changed the styling. That's why it's looking like this. So there's a lot you can do with this. So I want to quickly show you a quick tip. So there's what you call cluster points. For example, you see this, the way this is clustered. The way it's clustered, you may want to so use this cluster point. What cluster point does is it shrinks the data points into, it clusters it basically using the same term. So it gathers points that are close by and use one pin to represent them, or use one symbol to represent them. So when you click on that, it will show you how many points that has been clustered into that one. So this one says this cluster represents 57 features. So this is good for aesthetics, because when you're the rules of cartography is that you don't make a map that is clumsy or is too much, like you have a lot of things going on and people can't make sense out of it. So you can use this clustering and then edit your pop-up. So you can enable pop-up and edit, because just edit how you want this to be displayed. So you see the map actually looks better when it's clustered than if I cancel it now. If I cancel this, than like this. But we'll leave it like this for the purpose of this class. But at least you can just explore the map and see all the things you can do. Okay, so now we will go to save. We'll go to build the story map now. So we'll just move straight to building our story map. There's a lot you can do. You don't have to do exactly what I've done, but for purpose of this class, we'll simplify everything so that we don't take too much time. But there's a whole lot you can do. And even when you go to your desktop ArcGIS, it's more robust. You can do a lot more there. So I will just save as. So I'll save it as a new layer. So here I'll put my title. So I'll put Senegal health sites. I had saved one before. Health sites. Okay, so I'll just call this one health sites category. So I can put categories. So all these categories will help other people, because when I save this map and make it public, when people are searching for anything in health or anything in Senegal, they will be able to see this layer as part of, available things they're looking for. So that's the sense of all these category and tag. Okay, so I'll just summary, just put description of health amenities in Senegal. So I'll save this. You only see your folder option if you don't have maybe an organization account. So you just see your folder option. So I'm going to save this layer to my content. Now, remember when I was talking about content? So I've saved this layer to my content. So anytime I want to access, I go to my content, I'll see it as a layer. So now that we have saved it, we can now go to share. Right. So when you come to share, so you can make it public. It means you want everyone to see it. So these layers in the web may not be visible to others because they're not shared in the same way as the web map. I'll say okay. So I click on create a web map. But the thing is, the story map that I want to create is not here. These are all the web maps you can do. You can do a nearby, just explore this, explore it, take your time. You have a lot of time, sit down, select nearby, try to build, your solution with nearby. But since we're working on story map, I'll just cancel this and go find my story map where it is. So let me come here. So I'm trying to navigate to so you can either go search for story map on your browser, just completely search for story map so that it will take you there. So you can see ArcGIS story maps, or you can also see this how to make a story map. So you can pick that as well. Okay, so I have built one, so you can see this is my story. So make sure you're logged in, and then I can build new story map, new story. Okay, so I'll start a new one from scratch. So it's launching my story builder. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is the template, and then I can give a title. So what would be my title now? Okay, so let's call it health amenities in Senegal. And then we can, this is a subtitle, so we can say, know your health facilities. So we can call this, so it shows my name. Then you can add a cover image or video. So I had uploaded one earlier, so I'll just pick it. So make sure you credit wherever you're getting your image from. So this would serve as my cover page. You can use something more medical. I don't know. This looks like a hospital reception. I like it. It looks cool. So I've picked it. So you can always edit it. You can always change it. You can replace it. You can delete it. This is basically a drag and drop tool. So you have your tell your story. And then when you click on this plus sign, you have options to add anything. You can add a text, button, separator, map, image, video, audio, embed link, swipe, want to switch from one thing to another, timeline, slideshow, sidecar, map tour, explore all of this. So we just do a text, and then so we just type so like we saw in the other solution, they talked about problem statements. So we can say problem statement, and then we can say that, so you can actually edit your heading. Okay, so okay, so you can make it bold, can italicize it. So these are all the things. So you can make this a heading. Exactly. So these are all the things you can do. You can put it in quotes. You can change the color. So let's be a bit more, let's make it a bit more fun. So let's use green. This color is fine. Okay. So let's use this problem statement. Then you can now start typing okay, I'm trying to create a problem statement now. So there are health, there are different health amenities in Senegal. However, there is a problem of spread of these amenities. So you can go on and type, maybe you're trying to say that the health amenities are more clustered at a location, and the problem is that it's not well spread. So for example, the dentist location is more clustered in Dakar, and there are even regions where there is not a single dentist clinic. So something like that would be a problem statement. So you write all the problem statements, and then you may want to make a subheading. So we can make a subheading now. So we use a subheading so that is smaller than the problem statement. So you can say, so we can start with clinic. So you can say, we will be discussing each of the health amenities to understand the gaps and how to build a solution. These categories are clinic, doctors, so we have pharmacy, we have dentists, and what's the last one? Hospitals. Yeah. So you can now go ahead and say, we will start with clinic. So you make clinic subheading. You can now give a brief, so you can give a brief intro of what a clinic is. A clinic is a, so what's a clinic? So let me just quickly browse the definition. So you can say what clinic means. So a class of medical instruction in which we sent, no, this is not the definition we're looking for. A clinic is a health facility that is primarily focused on health, on the care of outpatients. So you can just lift this. So we come here. Okay. So yeah, a clinic is a, yeah. And then below is the spread of clinics in Senegal. Now, for adding, we'll now select map, because now we want to add a map. So we remember the layer I saved. This is the layer where I did all the design of my map, and I saved it as Senegal Health Sites category. Remember, when you're working on your map, when you're doing all the design, you need to save the layer. So let me see if I can get back to that map. Yes, this is where I was working. This is where I did all my work. You first need to save as. Remember, when you're saying for the first time, you save as. So you save as, give it the name, then it will be saved in your content, so that whenever you want to add a map here, it will take you to your content. So you can see my maps. If it's groups, if let's say you saved it in the group, in this Geospatial and Mobility data group, you can click here and then you see all the maps you saved here, if you saved anyone here, or you can see the ones that people have worked on. So you can pick any of them if you want to embed any of them in your story map. So I go back to my maps and I select this health sites category. So what to do is to populate all the layers that I was working with. So you can see all these layers. That's why I filtered and renamed. So you can select all of them, and then I can uncheck. So this one, it covered them. So because I'm talking of clinic, I will just open up that of clinic. So you can see that the locations is showing is that of clinic. So I can actually reduce the map. So I've imported just that of clinic. And then I've closed out every other layer because I don't want every other layer to be showing. For example, if I uncheck doctors, it will also show doctors. But for this, I'm talking about clinic now. Remember, we're telling our story. So you can come to setting and how you want it to be done. If you want it to have a search bar, you can see there's a search bar now. People can search. If you want it to have a legend where they can see other types, other categories, so you can just uncheck as well. If you want it to take note of your current location, so let me uncheck. Okay, let me just leave the search. Then you place map. You've brought in your map in your story map, right? So now you can see your map. Then we can keep going. So you select text again. You can say we now go to pharmacy. So, you tell your story. I will have to hasten up now. So you go to map again, takes you to my map, you select, it will populate, your layers again. You uncheck every other one and just, you uncheck your pharmacy exactly and just leave every other one. Every other one's closed, hidden. Yeah, that's the word. So if you want to show legend again, however you want it. What's this one? This is bookmark. So you can edit. When you click on edit here, it takes you back to your map. So if you want to make some more edits, you can click on edit ArcGIS and it will take you back to where is it again? To take you back to this place, and you can make your edit and save. When you save, it updates it. Right. So we go back here, we place on map. So, you tell your stories again. So I'll stop with pharmacies. So you can write your conclusion again. So if you want to put, more images to buttress your points, maybe you took live images of the facility. You can say, okay, I visited 5 of the facilities and you took live images. You can also include them here. So, but for the purpose of this, we're running out of time. So I'll just leave, my story here. So I'll just put a conclusion. I'll put an interesting conclusion and just say that in conclusion, we need to build more health amenities in other parts of Senegal. This is a very shallow conclusion, but I'm sure you get the drill. So we built our story map. So you can add your credits, add a credit heading. So this is optional. You can leave that. So if you want to add credits to, you want to credit maybe the people you use their pictures, you want to credit anyone you want to credit. So you can add it here. So you want to credit the data sets you used. So this is where you credit all the people all the sources of what you used to work on your data. Now, if you look up here, you can see publish. But before you publish, you preview. So preview will reset. So yeah. Okay. So this is our preview. You can see the image I took, talking about health amenities in Senegal, know your health facilities, shows your problem statements. This is basic, very basic. You can do a lot more. So if you look down here, you can see what the view will look like on a mobile phone. So this is exactly what it look like. Okay, excuse me. So this is what it will look on a portrait of a phone. This is what it will look like on a desktop. So you just preview all of them and see that it looks good. If you feel it looks good enough for you, and then you're good to go. So you move this out of my way. Okay, so when everything looks good for you, you will hold on. Okay. Okay. So you close the preview and then you come back here. So you've ascertained that everything looks good. You don't need to make any more edits. Of course, even after you publish, you can always edit it. It's your story. So here you can duplicate your story. If you don't want to go through the stress of building from scratch, you can duplicate and then maybe change pictures, change story. If you've gotten a template and you don't want to, go through the stress of building again, you can just duplicate it and edit the other one. So this is story setting. You can now put all these extra stuff, extra flavor on it. So you want to hide sharing options. You don't want people to share. I don't see the need why you don't want people to share. If it's for public consumption, then you should leave it. So basically, there's not much here. So I'll just cancel this and then we'll go back to publishing. So you click on publish. So when you click on publish, it will ask you whether you want, you want to make this sharing private. So this says only you can view this story. We don't want that if we're building a solution that benefits the community. So organization, just between your organization, we don't want that as well, except the story is just for official consumption, for just people in your organization, then that's fine. But if it's something, is a story, like what we're building is for health solution for your community. So I think it's something you can make public. And then, so if you want to edit, you can click on editing and go back to editing. But then other than that, you just click on publish. So it's saying 4 layers require permission, publish anyway. Publish anyway. So it's publishing my story. So just voila. I've published my story. So this is what my story is like. So I'll share this link. I'll just drop this link in the chat window, and then you can just click on it and see if you can. Okay, so you can just click on it and see what we have built here. And then that would take me to the end of the class. So in case you want to edit, when you've published, you click on these 3 ellipses and then click on edit story and you go back to, so I'll just click on it and then you go back to editing. So it takes you back to your editing. So that brings us to the end of this class. You can always rewatch this video and try to follow my steps. And then there you will always see, when I browsed story map, you can see here they said how to make a story map. So you can also use the resources from ArcGIS to build your own story map. There are also free learning sources on the ArcGIS platform, how to build a story map and all of that. So yes, we've come to the end of the class, and then I'll take a few questions before we clock 12 o'clock. Yeah. So I'll just take your questions. And so I'll stop sharing now so that I will just go back to sharing my slide. So I'll just share the timeline again as a reminder. Okay, give me a second. Okay. So let me share screen. So give me a second, I'm trying to share my screen, and then I'll just pick a few questions, and every other question we will take on our, okay, why is my timeline of events not coming up? So I've been muted since, and I've been talking. Sorry about that. So all the questions about providing license, please take them to the Telegram group. We'll address that if you registered with the link we gave, if you registered on Africa Geoportal and you use the link we shared to join the group on Africa Geoportal, you won't have issues with license. It will be available for you to use. So take your questions there. And on that note, thank you so much for joining the, oh yes, you're muted. So sorry, I'm just saying that. So I was just saying that, all your questions on license, take it to Telegram group. So, and then even your technical questions, take it there as well, and we can take it from there. Thank you so much for joining today's class, and see you tomorrow, same time tomorrow. Bye.